Hi, my name is Alice Montgomery. I'm a nursing student at Midway University. I'm here to present a topic on how e-cigarettes is not a good alternative to quit smoking. How I came about this topic was from a good friend of mine. She smoked about a pack a day for half of her life, and through friends and family, she realized she needed to quit smoking to better her health. She learned different alternatives and came across e-cigarettes. When she was informing me about the e-cigarettes, I was kind of wary about it, didn't really think that it was any different than a normal cigarette, so I wanted to research it. And from what I've seen, it really is not different than a normal cigarette. So how has it helped people to quit smoking? So from what I've researched, I got into the history and what is an e-cigarette. A pharmacist in Beijing in 2003 created this product, and in 2007 it was adapted by the UK, Japan, and the US. A lot of tobacco companies promoted it because they wanted to reverse the decline in adult smoking rates. So they promoted the benefits more than they informed the risk. So what is an e-cigarette? It's an electronic nicotine delivery system. And pretty much it's a battery operated device where there's a heating element that heats this liquid and creates this vapor. And pretty much you kind of get the experience of smoking a cigarette, but you're not getting the same amount of chemicals and nicotine that you usually would in a cigarette. So what's very important is that I want to know what's in it. I hear a lot of people talk about the vaporization and how it has good flavoring and that it has pretty colors, but that may seem all nice, but what's really in this e-cigarette? I need to know what you are consuming in your body. So I researched it a little bit more and found out that there is nicotine in it, of course, as well as propylene glycol, which is also found in cigarettes, as well as food, plastic, perfumes, and also antifreeze. You're wondering, okay, well, you can consume it, why not inhale it? But you have to remember that your digestive system is different than your respiratory system. You may be able to digest it, but you may not be able to inhale it. It may not be safe. So you may want to take that into consideration. But a lot of the e-cigarette companies only tell you that this just has nicotine and the propylene glycol in it. But through other researches, we found that there's also other chemicals in it. There's one called acrolein, which is a colorless liquid with a disagreeable smell. And there are studies shown that this is linked to lung cancer. In a 2014 research study, it shows that there was a good amount of this chemical in these products. Now, according to American Lung Association, e-cigarettes is not FDA evaluated, so it's not regulated by the government. So we really do not know the consistency of the ingredients in each product. There's about 500 brands out there, and we do not know what ingredients are in each one. So through these studies, we realized that there's some chemicals that the companies are not informing you on. There's also formaldehyde, which is also used for wood staining, space heaters, glue, and also embalming fluid. I just want to say through another research study that they found the formaldehyde in higher levels in e-cigarettes than they do in regular cigarettes. So you may want to take that in consideration as well. You're probably also wondering, well, maybe it's cost effective. And you're right, it is cost effective. A normal cigarette pack here in Kentucky, you spend about $4.96 per pack. And if you smoke a pack a day, you're spending about $1,800 a year. When you switch to e-cigarettes, you're paying $30 to $100 on a starter kit, and then spending about $600 a year on the rechargeable batteries and the replacing of the vapors that you put in the e-cigarette. So really, you are saving a pretty penny. But is it really worth the money? Shouldn't you take your health in consideration? Now, a lot of people will let you know that there's not a lot of research out there that tells you that e-cigarettes is just as dangerous as cigarettes. But there are some studies out there, such as the researchers at National Jewish Health in Denver. They found that the vapor, with or without nicotine, can be damaging the human airway. It damages the epithelial cells in your lungs, and it increases your risk of infection. And it shows that there's quite a bit of damage within few minutes of that vapor exposure. Another study shows that it doesn't eliminate that addictive behavior because it still has nicotine. Nicotine is still the most toxic plant out here that is endangering to the body, and nicotine has that addictive element to it. So if it's still in e-cigarettes, it's still going to have, it just reinforces that addictive behavior. So it's not promoted as a good way to quit smoking. CDC reports also show that they have an increase of 200 calls per month in 2014 relating to e-cigarettes. It used to be 1 call per month in 2010, but as the increase of use of e-cigarettes, there are also an increase of calls. And it's just showing that there's calls about poisoning from these e-cigarettes because we do not know what's in them. And the CDC, according to ABC News, the CDC don't know how to answer their questions because it's not FDA approved. It's not government regulated, so we really don't know what's in the e-cigarette that you've used. Like I said before, there's 500 brands out there. Which one are you using? And then how do you know what's in them? Does the company list them for you? And compared to a lot of e-cigarettes, the only ingredients they list is nicotine and the propylene glycol. So you just want to take that into consideration. It may be cost effective, but really, is it worth your health? Is it worth guessing what's in the e-cigarette compared to what you're smoking in the cigarettes? Cigarettes, the government regulated, they have to tell you what is in them. But the e-cigarettes, it's on the market, it's not government regulated. Do you want to take that chance of consuming something in your body that you're not sure of? So I just want to highlight the main points with this presentation. I do recommend more studies to be shown, or more studies on this topic, but from what I've already researched, I'm seeing that e-cigarettes is just not a very good alternative. We are not sure what kind of ingredients is in it. Yeah, it may be tasteful and it may be appealing to the eye, but really, what are they hiding from that? What other things are in this? And should we be worried about the short-term as well as the long-term effects of these e-cigarettes? It is cost effective. You spend less money when you use e-cigarettes compared to regular cigarettes, but you're still spending a pretty good amount per year, something that you could save from not smoking. And as well, it does show, some studies show that it is harmful. No nicotine, when you're inhaling something into your lungs is going to go into immune response and try to fight off whatever you're inhaling. It's still a foreign body. It's still not recognized by your body, so it's going to try to fight it off because they're going to think it's an infection. So you need to really take care of your body.